Hello. This video is going to be primarily geared towards Cryptohopper users migrating to Jackrabbit TV. Now, Cryptohopper is a fairly simplistic platform, and its own internal Jackrabbit strategy is very simplistic. You simply load it and forget it. Once you've gone through your risk assessment and your budgets and all of your careful analysis, it just runs well and does what it needs to. You don't need to worry about it or even deal with anything unusual. I have it running here, pretty straightforward and easy system. Plug it in and just go. Not a big deal. And that's exactly the whole point and process of the system. There's nothing to it that you need to really do. But when you move to Jackrabbit TV, it is a much more powerful tool. And as such, setting it up can be quite complicated. There are a lot of moving parts, and instead of just one simple module, you now have 20 different modules that can be combined in countless and limitless ways. That means setting it up is extremely difficult in the beginning, coming from a Cryptohopper environment that holds your hand through the process. Jackrabbit TV is the point to which you move from the training wheels to a full-scale motorcycle at high speed. It can get very overwhelming very quickly without taking your time and properly studying the material in the support server and on the YouTube channel and within the Patreon system itself. So this video, I'm going to talk about the migration process and give you a basic starting point that is easy to set up and get you into the process quickly. Now, I have a video already within the system that goes through this, but for the life of me, I can't find it. So I'm going to go ahead and do another one just to make sure I cover everything up front. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm only going to discuss the savings account module. That is pretty much the all-in-one beginning stages for anyone coming out of Cryptohopper's Jackrabbit into Jackrabbit TV. So once you go through the Patreon setup process and get your welcome letter, you will have access to all of Jackrabbit's modules. Now you'll need to go through the welcome area on the Discord support server to mark them in your favorites. Then when you do, they'll show up as these do. For the purposes of what we're looking at, we're only going to work with the savings account right now. So we're going to click on it and add it to the chart. Now we're going to configure it because this looks like a mess. And I'm going to use Ada for this because it's very stable, very resilient, and as you saw over here, very profitable. So this particular recipe, and that's a term I use for all Jackrabbit combinations or modules in a system, I refer to them as recipes. So this particular recipe, we're going to turn off all of the noise, things that you don't need on the chart. They're nice, but they can be confusing when you're just starting. So here we are, all the basic noise features turned off. Now we're going to set this up for a $600 budget. And that is a deviation of 2% using the step methodology. Now you will find a video in the welcome area specifically regarding to what all of this means for the savings account, and I encourage you to watch it. It does make it much easier to understand. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to go through the quick setup and explain why I'm doing it as I'm doing it. So the deviation is how far the price drops before a purchase takes place. So in this case, we're doing a 2% deviation. Now that's going to give us a $600 budget, or 50 positions, because this will allow you to cover 100% of the volume of the coin. The only thing you're not guaranteed, short of a market apocalypse, is how long this process will take to make a profit. Now, I like a 2% take profit. It works well for my own personal risk assessment, and it just does a very good job. And that is really all there is to it. There's nothing else you need to worry about on this, although I like to darken the green to make it more easier on my eyes. So you can darken the colors a little bit for readability if you'd like. We are now done and this is set. Click on OK, and now we look at what we're doing. So on the 1 minute time frame, roughly 3.5 to 4 days, it's going to make 62 trades. Or I should say more accurately, the last 3.5 to 4 days, it did make 62 trades. Now it's currently in a cycle, and it's accumulated 3 purchases. A cycle is from the first purchase to the complete sell-off. The maximum cycles, or the maximum purchases per cycle, is 8. That means it has made 8 different purchases before it sold it off at a profit. Now, the general rule I use as a minimum budget. Take this number, round it up to the nearest 10, and then double it. Now, my base position size is $11, so that is $221 for my minimum budget. My maximum budget is $600. This is how you can actually figure out how to plan and prepare your values. That's important. These are when purchases take place. These are when sales take place. Now, statistically, this information can be used as a rough process in terms of how well it will perform in the future. It's not guaranteed, but you have a high probability statistically of getting close to this information. So you're looking at about 120% profit over 4 days, or roughly $12 over 4 days. That's a fairly reasonable and consistent approach, but that's no guarantee that you will get that, only that you have the potential to get that. As you can see, some trades take place rapidly, while other trades may actually take a little bit of time before they complete the cycle. This is normal. And as you can see, there is no predictable amount of time that is liable to wait or work. That's the one thing you are not guaranteed. You are never guaranteed the amount of time a trade cycle will take. Only that within a reasonable expectation, you will receive an average of the profit barrier. Now, reasonable means you need to allow for internet outages, unpredictable exchange maintenances, or just bad connections between TradingView and Cryptohopper, or sometimes Cryptohopper having its own issues. You're not going to make a profit 100% of the time, but this is a reasonable approach for a consistent system. So now that we have this part set up, we come to Cryptohopper and we go over here. We need to find the apps. Now we need to find the TradingView app. And here it is. Well, there it was. There it is. Okay. Now here is a lot of important information. Do not ever, under any circumstances, give out your webhook. Giving out your webhook gives somebody else control of your hopper. Don't do it. You need this information here on your TradingView chart to create your alerts. Now, as you can see, I've already got ADA alert made, but I'm going to walk through the basic process. You can either click on the word alert that is up here, you can click on the word alert here. You can click on the little alarm clock up here, or you can click in the middle of the map and it should bring it up. I think it's here as well. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Or the one I typically use is Alt-A. Now, I'm doing this on the 1 minute chart. I like the 1 minute chart. It fits my own risk assessment. But stay with the time frame you feel comfortable with. Once you have all of that set up, press Alt-A, and we now have the alert window. The very first thing you must do is set your condition. Nothing else matters until the condition is correct. Your condition must be the module. Now, for a PC, this can be difficult as the PC doesn't always show this information. So you may need to go into your accessibility settings or your web browser settings. I personally prefer a tablet for this reason. For me, it's easier to see, easier to read, and a lot cheaper to work with in the long run. So, click on that. Your condition must be set first. Buy asset or sell asset. If you buy it, it's going to purchase it within Cryptohopper. If you sell it, it's going to sell everything off. We're going to start with the buy asset. Once per bar is what I prefer to use. Now, you can test this with a paper trader, and I encourage you to test all three of them to figure out what fits best for your personal situation. Now, the webhook. Mine's already plugged in, although not Cryptohopper. Let's see if I can do this. Click on the right place. Yep, that's not what I wanted. It's a gentleman I was working with earlier. Okay, that's not what I wanted either, so. But you get the idea. I'll copy this over to here. I don't want to expose my webhooks, so these are all junk, so I'm not worried about that. So put your webhook here. Name it. This is important. You see some of the names I use. Make it descriptive. Be sure to make it very descriptive. And now we come back to the app section and we come down here. Now we actually make the message. This is the hopper I want. This is the coin I want. I want to buy it, and I want market orders. Click on generate, and now we have a simple message. Okay, now come here, remove the tracer, and plug in your message. Here you are. Now up here I'm going to make an adjustment, and I'm going to put buy, because this is the buy message. So once you have all this set up, and be sure you put your right webhook in. I don't want to expose mine, obviously, but make sure this webhook in its entirety is properly here. Once you're done, click on create. And it's going to complain, so let's give something that it likes. Just to make it happy. You are going to get this. This is normal. Repainting is not the disease that TradingView makes it out to be. Click on continue. You now have your alert set up. Here is the one I just created. Let's actually filter this a little better, and I'm going to show you a pro tip. As you can see, I use the savings account a lot in my own personal trading. But for this one, which is what we just created, click on it once. Come up here, click on the copy button. And now, it doesn't matter which one you do, we're going to edit one of them. Change it to sell. I prefer once per minute, but again, test it with a paper trader for what you feel comfortable with. Make sure you update everything appropriately for the direction. And that's it. Click on save. Again, you're going to get this warning every single time. Don't fear repainting. The savings account has special mathematics built into it to handle it for 99.9% of the time. And the 0.01% of the time that it might knock things out of sync is not hard to deal with. And over the lifetime of you using it, it will average out so that you don't have problems. It's not an earth-shattering deal. Simply click on continue. So now you have your buy signal and your sell signal that is going to go into your hopper. And here is the result of my signals here. Profit is because I have Cryptohopper set to a flat 2%. Trading view, I have the sell signal set just in case things don't go where I want them and something doesn't quite make it. Again, discrepancies between the internet, connection issues, all sorts of things that I want to try to capitalize on to keep as much of my profit as possible. Or simply put, a fast-moving market, where it might have hit the 2%, but I couldn't trigger it within Cryptohopper because it moved too quickly, but I triggered it within TradingView. This is basically hedging my bets against extreme volatility. But that's it. Once you're done with this, you do not need to worry about this app anymore. You can simply close it. Now, for Cryptohopper's configuration, you can find the Jackrabbit USDT template in the marketplace. Let's start by simply visiting the marketplace. The easiest way to find everything is just typing in Jackrabbit. After Jackrabbit, nothing else matters, so why bother wasting time with them? Here it is, the free template. All Jackrabbit products, either Cryptohopper or Jackrabbit TV, start with this, always. This is the basic blueprint of everything. Nice, simple, and easy. So be sure to subscribe to it. And instead of this button, you'll see a subscribe or download button. So now that we've got that, let's go into our base config. Now, the easiest way to load your configuration is through the Actions Load template. Once you've downloaded it from the marketplace, this is the easiest way. But there's not a lot here that requires an overwhelming amount of information. And let's see if we can get this to open up. Okay, let's go to Basic Settings. No big deal. Your exchange. Turn this on if you want a paper trade first. Otherwise, pick your hopper. Buy settings. This is important. Market 5 minutes. Now this will be maximum on the basis of your subscription. And I want 100% at full usage of any coins. And here, only one buy order per coin. I don't want pyramiding or double stacking of coins. I want one position at a time to keep things simple and easy. And most importantly, of everything in this process, in the buy settings area, auto merge. This is what helps make things easy to track, and it makes it simple for you to figure out what you have on your dashboard. This must be on, no matter what. Okay, coins and amounts. Pretty much straightforward. Your base currency. A little gotcha that you have to be aware of. Well, if you're not using a hero, then you pick your coins. Pick only the top best coins. ADA, LTC, BTC, ETH, XLM, if your country is not weird, XRP. Only the coins above 1 billion market cap. Stay with those in the beginning. Now, the gotcha within Cryptohopper. Make sure this number here is as close to 11 as you can get it without going below. And then, of course, 11 here. Now, that's for USDT and for USD, or basically any stable coin. If you're using a non-stable coin based currency, then adjust it appropriate to that base currency. Use a fixed position only. Do not use percentages because it will exhaust your funds too quickly. Strategy. If you're using the Jackrabbit strategy from Cryptohopper, make sure this is off. Otherwise, if you're using just TradingView, make sure this is on. You want to be able to purchase 10 different coins at once. Now, I personally go with a simple, flat take profit. I want in the market and out as rapidly as possible, and this is the best way to do it. Anything else is slow, and it could cause you to miss an opportunity. This is where you see in the main dashboard where it just says the word profit. That's because this kicked in and triggered. Quick and easy, rapid profits. Now, yes, I am leaving profits on the table. Guaranteed 99.9% of the time, I could probably get more than I do. I don't worry about that. I don't worry about profits I could have when I can simply take profits I do have. That's a very important decision-making process you need to make. That's part of your risk assessment. My personal risk assessment is never to think about what could be, only focus on the absolutes of what is. Okay, now, sell strategy, nothing here. No matter what, even if you're just running Cryptohopper. No stop loss, because Jackrabbit is an accumulation system. So no stop loss at all. No trailing stop loss. You can see it's got things set, but it's disabled. If you want to test it, that's fine. You can, but you will see that it's not as efficient in most cases as just a simple take profit. But I do encourage you to test it based upon your own personal situation, because it might be appropriate for your specific financial situation. Auto close, not needed. Shorting, not needed. Dollar cost averaging, not needed. And I don't recommend it because it will burn through your budget quickly. There's really not a lot here that you need to worry about. This template is very basic, very bare bones. You just need basic buy settings for market orders. If your exchange does not support market orders, it's not a deal breaker, but it will make accumulation a little bit more difficult. You just need to figure double the budget just in case. So easy, simple, straightforward. If you don't have the hero, pick the coins you want. Personally, I have it on this one. In my honest opinion, it's not always necessary. In fact, unless you specifically have a need specific for what it offers, I don't recommend it. The Adventurer subscription works very well, and it's my personal favorite. although I have been told the Pioneer and the Explorer will work with TradingView signals as well. So I encourage you to test those out to see if they do. But overall, I just prefer the Adventurer. It's a nice, easy to work with subscription and one of my favorites. It gets the job done with minimal fuss. Now let's come back to our dashboard. And let's take a look at profits. Okay, let's click on the trade cycles or the trading history, and you'll see take profit, trading view. So as you can see, this is accumulation. I took 3 open positions, 4 positions, and then I sold it at a profit. So that is something to be aware of. The fees I paid, my total, my profit. So nice and easy. As you can see, the accumulation for the savings account, which is what I'm running for ADA. Very easy, very simple. $600 budget maximum. $200 budget minimum just does a good job. Nothing overly significant. And as you can see, I have other coins here that I work with. Pretty straightforward. Don't let Jackrabbit TV's complexity overwhelm you. Yes, it is a steep learning curve in the beginning because there are 20 different modules that you can put together like a stack of Legos and make anything happen. Don't try to do that right away. Take baby steps at first. The savings account module is the best approach. It gets you into the door. You can start working with it. You can start making a profit. And it gives you something that you can begin to develop on your way to getting into the more elaborate recipes. And there are some very elaborate recipes. For example, let's get rid of this. Let me bring up one of my elaborate recipes. I don't expect that you're going to do this right away. Now, there are examples in the sandbox area of the support server, but realistically, these recipes take time to develop. They take time to understand. Yes, as you can see, they can make killer profits. But that isn't always the point when you're starting. Start simple. Start easy. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed, and you can be very easily. Jackrabbit is a very powerful tool. It is a tool chest of elaborate amount of resources that literally has no limit to what it is capable of doing. Here's a simple recipe that I do like. Easy to use, simple, and a good place to start once you've gotten a little bit under your belt for knowledge. There are a lot of resources to go through, a lot of videos, and a lot of content on a support server. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. I know I keep repeating it, but I see it constantly with new subscribers. They jump in, and it's like they go to the deepest end of the swimming pool, and they try to swim to the bottom. Don't do that. Start in the shallow areas and take your time. It's very easy, it's very simple, and it's very profitable. Take the time, plan it out. Use Cryptohopper's paper trader. It does a wonderful job. Learn the system in baby steps. Don't try to master it all in one day. It's not going to happen. Be sure to pause this video while you're watching it. Take notes if you need to. Back it up, rewind it, so forth. There are a lot of things here that's complicated, but when you really go through the entire process, it's not overwhelming. Simple, easy, and direct. Until next time.